Coming to a close. I always say that I'm look forward to this like I look forward to Christmas every year, and now it's like the time the presents are open, and we still got our family around, so we're gonna enjoy every last bit of this. And you guys excited to see this next guy, Kevin? Yeah, there's not a whole lot of people you can say had two big hit movies so far this year, but Cumulative Plan of the Apes, Abigail, right? And he's about to direct his first movie, which we're going to talk about, which is so cool. And we got a lot going on. Oh, and I didn't introduce myself. I'm Paul Salfen, and I'm going to be your moderator today. And and just so you know, I got a new book called Going For It, and it comes out this week. So people have been asking about it, and I've been failing on my promotion. So here we are, going for it. All right, so here we go. Big round of applause, Texas round of applause for the one, the only, Kevin Durand. He's filming.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
What a great way to start out the panel. How are you?
I am awesome.
Yes. You are awesome. Everybody here has just been saying how wonderful it is to see you here because you've been so friendly to the fans. It's your first convention, and you're giving people telling lines from the movies to people, and just bringing a smile to our faces. So we're happy as anything to have you here. Yeah.
Thank you. I think that probably when I was younger, I was dealing with a lot more anxiety, and I would be nervous to come and do something like this, but I guess age has been good to me, and so it allows me to get to come and see you all face to face and let you know how much it means to me that you guys come out to the theaters and you watch me on TV, and it's it really warms my heart. So thank you so much.
Huge movies, as I just said, the Plan of the Apes and Abigail, and what a blessing. But this is something that we were just talking about, that you kind of you've been trying to do good things and be good to people, and it comes back to you.
Yeah, I not in a definitive way, but I do really believe in karma in the sense that what you put out is what you get back, and I feel like it's been very obvious to me that the more I kind of work on myself as a person, the better the characters are kind of getting, because maybe I wasn't receptive to all the things that I'm receptive to now. So it's all like coming through in these humans and bonobo apes.
And I heard you doing a line for the apes, which you gotta love, right? Come here. Yeah. What do people usually ask you to say now?
What a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Apes together strong.
And Abigail was fun because we got to see you do got to see you loosen up and see the really funny side. And that looked like it was just fun to make.
Yeah, it was really cool. That character initially was supposed to be from Louisiana, and so I had that accent ready to go. Then I kind of suggested to the guys, parce que moi je suis Canadien français, I'm French Canadian, thank you very much. And I said, I think if you let me play it French Canadian, because Montreal also is known for you know, they've got their shares of mob bosses in Montreal too that I could have worked for. And I was like, dude, I'm an ex-hockey player who was breaking people's faces on the ice, and I never loved to do it, but he was good at it, and the mob bosses took him on after his career was done. And so I was like, a lot of that rings true to me if I could just play that. And then this lightness came out in me, and it became really fun and silly. Yeah. I thought her name was Abigail.
I love it. And then, of course, we got to get some promo because you're about to direct your first movie, right?
It's funny. I started playing hockey. I was about 2.5, and I thought. So it's funny. So that my autograph that I've been doing at the booth, it's like I've been working on that autograph since I was a child because I thought I was going to be the greatest hockey player who ever lived. It had nothing to do with my current job because my current job felt like that was really far-fetched. There was a better chance that I would be a hockey player than to actually be what I really wanted to be, which was to be a character actor who gets to disappear into my characters, and that was always the greatest kind of turn on for me. Yeah, this character had been following me around for years and years. I always wondered who I would have been if I had continued playing hockey. And I eventually wrote this story of who I thought I may have become. And it took me 14 years to write. And I finally just got it exactly where it needs to be. So yeah, I'll be on the camera in the new year.
That's so cool. I always love passing it over to the questions from the audience, from the fans, because you guys have the best questions. No one loves these movies more than you guys. And I think we don't have a. Oh, we do have.
There we go.
There we go. And
your hand was so nice and high. I have to give it to you first.
Now, also, if you guys can introduce yourselves.
I think it's Sandy standing right. Just where it's that
Yay! All right. Yeah. So just say who you are, and let's hear some good questions. It's gonna be fun.
There you go.
Hi, Kevin. My name's Marissa. I'm from here in Dallas. As one hockey fan to another, I'm sorry the Habs aren't in the NHL playoffs, but this is more of a hockey question. Sorry. Who do you think is going to win the cup this year?
Look. I think that Dallas has the best chance. I really do, but you guys have to get through Florida, and they're really gutsy.
I'm also a Bruins fan, so I'm not happy about that.
Yeah, they're really tough, and to be led by Matthew Tkachuk, who's probably, I think, one of the best all around. Like, he's so gritty and skillful.
Yeah.
Like if you guys get through Tkachuk and company.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Love it. Good
Hockey question. Yeah.
Come back next year, we'll give you a jersey.
Oh. My God, if I wear it, my French Canadians will.
I know.
Wear it.
Happy.
Yeah. I can't wear it.
So, Chrissy.
Hi, Chrissy.
So, as I was telling you yesterday, I think you're the best part of Abigail. You was laughing the entire time through. Do you think maybe there's any way that if they make a sequel that somehow your character will have made it? Or what? To give us a fun story from the movie.
Catherine Newton did a job on me. She went in like 3 or 4 times to munch down more on my neck. Yeah.
But you're a strong guy.
I'm a strong guy. Yeah. It's like the 2 movies that I did this year. People are like, did you make it? Spoiler alert! know that Peter would come back after that, but I do know that that whole gang and the radio silence guys, like Matt and Tyler, like we all really fell in love. And we keep telling each other, it's like, well, let's make another one, let's make another one. And I don't think it's necessarily Abigail, but like, I was like, I want to do all your movies. And then Tyler said, well, then we want you to do 100 movies with us. And I was like, I'll do 100 movies with you because I want to live as long as I possibly can. That's why I'm being super fit so that I can know my daughters with long gray hair one day. So if and one of the things that will keep me alive is getting to play characters because it keeps me sane. So there's a good chance that I'll be back with him for sure because we love each other too. They're so good.
Hi, David. I'm Peach. I just want to know.
Hi, Peach.
We loved you, and Abigail, your character was by far one of our favorites. We're just wondering, what was the funniest moment on set filming Abigail?
The funniest to me,
Yes.
because that's kind of subjective. So the funniest moment to me was like almost every day. Because I'm a jerk. There was this, you see it briefly in the movie, but there's this giant taxidermy bear. I don't know if anyone remembers it. So I would hide behind the bear. And we had this amazing AD, Alex, and she's from Ireland. She's the sweetest, funniest, but I could literally go, "Hi, David," and she would just be like, so I would hide behind the bear. And I would wait for her to turn around the corner and I'd just go, that was the funniest thing. It wasn't the funniest word.
Hello, my name is Quentin.
Quentin?
Yes.
How are you, Quentin?
I'm good, how are you doing?
I met you already, Quentin.
Yes.
Yeah, what's up, man?
I wanted to ask you, as an actor, coming into the Plan B/H franchise and having to work with mocap is way different than like working on set and like in costume like you did with X-Men Origins Wolverine. What was it like working in mocap for Plan B/H?
It started off me thinking, oh man, am I going to be imprisoned by this whole thing, this technology? And then it ended up being the absolute opposite. We did all this work for 4 weeks leading up to, I think I had 5 weeks before I went to camera, so every day just working, learning about the anatomical, biological, physiological differences between my body and a bonobo. And so it all informed the way that I moved. I thought about the trachea and how different the throat was and how different the facial bones were and how it would resonate, and all this stuff kind of came into it. So once I figured that all out, I was just able to completely be that and not get stuck and imprisoned by my own vanity, because we're all really vain, right? I mean, like I wake up in the morning and some days I'm like, how are you doing? I look in the mirror and say, what's going on? But a lot of the time, probably most of the time, I'm like, oh God. And so when you're on camera, no matter how deep you're in character, it's like, it's hard to escape it sometimes, that human vanity. But this one, I was gone. I was boxless, and I was completely immersed, and so I would love to do it again. I would love it, and they know because I keep telling them. Everyone loves Proximus. Come on. Come back, yeah. Thanks, brother. Thanks, Quentin.
Got to put it out there in the world.
Yeah. Put it out, man.
Hello.
How you doing? I'm Abel.
Hi, Abel. How are you?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great, man.
Now, I want to know, what genre do you like acting in more? Action or horror?
Honestly, genre doesn't matter to me at all. What matters to me is execution, like story and execution. So if I read it and I have a visceral reaction, like I don't specifically look for any type of genre. I just kind of, stories move me. They always have. And then on top of that, I love windows of opportunity to get, when I see a character and I'm like, oh, okay, I know what I want to do that instance, and I've never gotten to do anything like that, to think like that, to execute life that way. And then I start working on the physical, and so it's like, it doesn't really, it doesn't matter what genre, just quality, hopefully.
So if the story is good, your opinion, no matter if it's horror or suspension.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, my name is Cody.
Hi, Cody.
I come from Texas. I've been really happy to see you like break out big this year because of the fact that you were part of one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, which was Austin Powers, The Spy.
Oh my God!
Which I think is one of the funniest movies ever made.
Yay!
And I was just wondering if you had any stories about like how you got in that film or when you were shooting your scene.
Dude, I'm a small town Canadian boy, and when the director that had directed me in Mystery Alaska, and he knew that I had moved to LA, and he called me up and was like, "You want to come down and play with me and Mike?" And I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" Like Mike Myers is like such a, I had him on such a high pedestal, and so I went down there and I was a little nervous, and Mike just greeted me with open arms. He's like, "Kevin Durand," and he was like, "You're so good in mystery," and he gave me a big hug. He's like, "Come with me," and he took me under his wing, and he just kind of saw the journey for me. Like he was like, he was like prepping me for like this crazy stardom that I was like, it never folded out the way that he was talking. But it's a long life, and I constantly try to get better and better. So now I'm really fully leaning in for the first time in my career. So who knows? But Mike takes me into the studio, and he's like, "Hey man, this is Heather," and Heather's sitting on this box, and she's kind of leaning over in her really awesome suit. That I was like, "Oh my God, hi!" And then we just played and had fun. But yeah, Mike was so kind to me, so I always remembered that. Like I gotta be like that. I gotta be like that with everybody that I meet. Not that I would be any different, really. I'm kind of a nice guy. Not bragging. What's that?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro.
Hi, I'm Richard.
Hi, Richard.
Hi. I just wanted to say, I'm really glad that you're getting these big roles and stuff now. I've been watching you on television and, in your smaller roles in your movies. I really love character actors. My favorite kind of actors are the character actors and voice actors because I think they don't get a lot of the credit they deserve. The character actors, it's in the name. You add a lot more character to the movies than people really kind of give you credit for. You add so much more. You got the headlining stars and everything with the faces, but the movies really wouldn't work without you guys as much. But anyways, I was going to ask you about the local cat performance, but you already asked that. So I'll just say I do think Weta Digital is probably the best special effects studio working today. Could you talk a little bit about your role in the upcoming Naked Gun reboot?
There's not a lot to say other than, this is my hair in that movie. They're like, no, thank you. My wife was like, this is really funny because I took a picture and she was like, oh.
That was most of us who walked in.
Come home. Thank you. I was born with this color hair. I actually was. Like, I was a white blonde, and then as I got older, it got brown, and then it kind of went white, so I dyed the crap out of it for the last 20 years, and then, anyways, let's just talk about my hair. I'm a kind of like a 90s kind of villain. His name was Gustafsson, and he's just kind of ridiculous. It's fun. And then getting to be with Liam Neeson, he's just such an incredible class act. And I couldn't believe I was doing my physical, and then they said, hey, you want to meet Liam? He's in fight rehearsal, and I was like, I don't want to bother him. And I just come here, and then they pull me around the corner, and all of a sudden I hear, Kevin Durand, and I was like, and he came over and shook my hand and said this stuff that I was like, I was still going, how do you know who the hell I am? But I forget that I've been around for a while. The Thunder Bay Kid comes out every once in a while, I'm like, Liam Neeson. And we talked for like 30 minutes, and I was like, wow, Liam Neeson's my best friend. He doesn't know it yet, but we're best friends.
Okay, one quick one, you probably can't answer it, but I'm gonna ask anyways. Is the plot in Deadpool and Wolverine?
No.
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds did not give me the call.
Thank you.
No longer my favorite.
I would have, but whatever. Thanks, brother.
Liam Neeson is such a nice guy. He's the best. Liam Neeson.
Oh, he is, and you know what, Ryan and Hugh are too, by the way.
Yeah.
But Liam is, I don't. Yeah, we're best friends. Thank you.
Hello, Kevin. My name is Scott.
Hi, Scott.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
My question kind of piggybacks off the previous one. You're great in the Apes movie. You really bring Frogmas to life.
Thank you.
What, if anything, attracted you to that role and made you want to do the motion capture?
The original Planet of the Apes, 1968. I was born in, seriously. I was born in 74, so around 1980, it was on TV, and the apes were talking on TV, and it scared the living bejesus out of me. And I was hiding behind the couch, and then my mom noticed that I was crying behind the couch, kind of peeking over, and she went to change the channel because I was like, no, don't change it! But I couldn't look because I couldn't look away, but it was also freaking me out. And then she explained to me that they were actors, and then I was like, someone does that as a job? Cool. And I think the seed was planted. So when I called Mom and told her that I was going to be the king of the Planet of the Apes, she started laughing so hard, and she was like crying and laughing. I was like, what is going on? And she just goes, you're finally perfectly cast. Yeah. And then on another note, last time I had my hair like this was when I played Blob, and I got on FaceTime. Sorry, I'll get and my mom, look at me. I had the full effect. I was like 900 pounds, and she started laughing so hard because my dad would always make fun of her weight. But then at that time, he had gotten a little heavy, and he has really light hair. And then finally, when she stopped laughing, she said, "You look just like your father."
Hi, Kevin. My name is Ben.
What's up, man?
Hi, and I wanted to ask you about the Swamp Thing series because I'm a huge fan of the character, and I thought it was a perfect rendition. Your character, Dr. Woodrow, was amazing.
Thank you.
And can you tell me a story about the set of the Swamp Thing? I'm so sad you didn't get to continue what happened to that character. I would have loved to continue seeing that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, that character was, it's interesting because he was, you know, super OCD. And it was interesting because I was going through a major bout of my anxiety and OCD, and I couldn't leave my apartment at the time. And so I would go to set, and I just understood him so much. And I'm OCD, so like all that dialogue was stuff that I really didn't understand, so I set out to understand it. And when I got to the end of shooting that, you know, I ended up getting better because I got some help, but I discovered that I'm a scientist. I became so profoundly interested. I've been studying neurology for like 5 years now, and the Dr. Woodrow just kind of opened up this whole different part of my cerebral cortex, my brain, just kind of and yeah, so that was, it's neat because when I watch it, I see kind of what I was going through because it's kind of the same what he was going through. So it was a really special show, and I think they made a big mistake canceling it.
Oh, absolutely.
Whatever. Thank you.
Just so you guys know, we're just about 10 minutes left, so we'll do rapid fire.
Oh, Kevin, it's not taking so long.
No. Just wanted to try to see if we can get everyone through, but let's probably try and keep the line where it is.
I'm Nathan, and I just want to say, it's not really a question, but just a hallmark of a great actor when you can play such a nice person in person. But
thank you.
I was really happy when you got stabbed to death in 310 to Yuma.
Hang me in the morning before the night is done.
I was like, when you were singing that with Russell Crowe, I was like, I knew you're gonna get it.
Russell was so chipper that day. Today's the day. Oh man! And then the prop guy came up to me and was like, "Hey, so we don't have retractable forks." Russell said that you trust him to do it with a real fork. And I was like, "Yeah, I trust him." And he did it with a real fork. And he was like that far away. And I trust him with my life, so he's like my big bro. So, yeah, so it's a real forking.
Appreciate it.
Hey Kevin, my name is Gio.
What's up, Gio?
Hey, how's it going? I loved you in Legion, Smoking Aces, Planet of the Apes, I mean, everything. You're great. I wanted to ask you, what's your favorite movie you've been in, and what was your favorite thing about it?
It's really hard to answer, but and I never had an answer for that until I played Proximus. Yeah, I never had an answer for it because I put them all kind of at the same level. No matter how big or small the character is within the narrative that they live in, I always loved all of them like they were my children, no matter how nasty or horrible. I loved playing all of them, except for the character from The Captive. That really messed me up. But when I played Proximus, to be able to completely escape, immerse myself in a way that I'd always been trying to do in my past characters. So yeah, it would definitely be
Proximus Caesar.
Awesome.
Thank you, man.
My initial question was going to be what your relationship was or history was with Planet of the Apes, but you kind of already answered that.
Yeah.
So on behalf of my wife, I'd like to ask you, were you able to work with any apes to kind of develop the character? Was there any actual interaction with real apes instead of just like watching videos?
My instinct to say this is, you would laugh at this. Yeah, I work with Owen Teague. Owen is so chimpanzee, and he admits it. He's like, I'm way more chimpanzee than human, and he, most of my interactions were through documentaries, and then I spent quite a bit of time at the zoo in Sydney. But working with Owen and just being so, Owen spent like 3 weeks at the sanctuary. He still goes. He and I click into these characters, and it's really the most amazing feeling when you're working with people who buy in as much as you do. And he and I would get to the end of takes, we'd look at each other, and we would be shaking, and like tears would be running down our faces, and just kind of like, good for you. Yeah, that was pretty amazing.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hey, Kevin, I'm Eric.
What's up, bud?
Yesterday when I got here, I got to talk a little bit about it, but now that you have more time, could you elaborate on what my personal favorite movie is? Dark Was the Night.
Wow, Dark Was the Night. Yeah, that was a great experience. We had a very little budget, and it was the first time anyone had entrusted me with the lead and the narrative, and I really took it to heart, and I tried to infuse Paul Shields with, I really tried to, I'm so glad I didn't have kids before I had shot that, because that would have been harder for me to do. It was easier for me to imagine him having gone through that trauma without having kids, because that would torture me. But it was a really, really heartfelt experience all around, because everyone was doing it for the love of making the film. I love the way it turned out. And, thanks for bringing it up. Thanks. So a lot of people were asking me to sign Dark Was the Night stuff. I was like, wow, this is great, because I felt like I don't know, I kind of felt like not enough people saw it, but apparently you all did, so that's really cool. Thank you.
Spectacular performance, so.
Oh, thank you so much, man. Thank you, I appreciate that. I'll tell Paul Shields. He's somewhere in here.
My name's Brittany.
Brittany?
Yes.
Hi, Brittany.
I was really wanting to talk about the strain. That builder talk about it.
Yeah, it's pretty fat, right? Yeah, I'm here to save the world for all of you. Come on.
So lovable in that show. You were hilarious, and the rebar. I wanted to ask, did you take anything home with you, especially your rebar? Because you were gifted.
I definitely have my rebar right at home, and I have my rebar. I have one of Satrapian's cane. Really? Yeah, because he was my favorite character. He was also my favorite human. I love that man so much. And the father-son thing that was happening on screen was also happening in real life. We would always get emotional talking about David. We would always, like, he would call me and was like, so where are you going to live? And I was like, wherever you live, where you live. So we would rent houses as close to each other, and then he'd come and hang out. He hung out with my daughter when she was born, and lots of pictures of him. So, he had to be so far away from his family, so we became family.
Well, thank you so much, and again, you were my favorite character. Thank you for making that show.
Oh, thank you. I'll tell that.
Hey, Kevin.
Hi there. How you doing?
Yeah, my name's Hayden. Got to meet you on Friday.
Yeah. How are you?
Good, man. Thanks. I'm super fascinated by Ape School and just what you talked about that. I know you said the focus on that was most of the movement and the anatomy, but I'm curious, did the other actors know that you were playing a king in Ape School, and kind of a two-parter, did that inform how y'all played and sparred in Ape School? And then you were talking kind of about the vanity that we have to keep in check with these roles, but did you ever find that the kind of natural vanity of Proximus as a character, as a king, were you able to use that to your advantage in some of that improv with the actors?
He was, it was interesting, most people were playing apes. I figured out, this is like some County Junior Tropic Thunder shit, but I wanted to figure out how to play the ape, but then I needed to figure out how to play the ape who's trying to play a human.
Yeah, that came through.
Yeah, thank you. And it was interesting. It was like, we would do improvs, and it was exactly what you had said, where it started off with Owen, and the first time I met Owen, he came up to me when they cut out of the scene. He was doing a scene with Freya, and he came over and he was so curious about me, but he was still, and he kept reaching his hand out, and I was like, oh my God, I had only aped around one person before. I was like, you want me to do this shit in front of everybody? People don't even know me yet. And he kept calling me. It was like he gave me the ticket to ride, and then my chest just kind of popped out. And, I was just like,
What is your name?
he was like,
Oh, I have much to tell you.
and we went off, we improvised for 45 minutes and found a lot of stuff that infused into the movie. We would have talks with Wes about what we had discovered, and then he put me in scenes in a room, and he'd bring in like Anaya and Suna, and then he'd bring Dar, and it was all about those hierarchies that occurred, and we became very aware of them through the improvs,
I noticed that like an alpha like that demands respect, but I noticed that times Proximus is smart enough to not demand respect because he's manipulating people.
Absolutely, yeah. Like with Anaya, he was very, very scared of me in the improvs. So I remember going,
Anaya, I hear you are a good climber.
And then he was like, I'm very fast.
The fastest.
And then I kind of had him on my side, it was kind of like in all the improvs, it's like trying to bring them over. I was trying to make them understand. This is why I'm like, Proximus is not that, like, he seems like, but he knows that if humans end up in power again, that they're going to end up, the apes are going to end up in cages, they're going to end up in laboratories again. Why would that change, right? So he's under the gun, he's just got
Are there more of those in there?
Thank you.
I'm told we have 4 minutes left. We can rapid fire this.
Okay, I'll be quick. Sorry.
Quick answers.
Hey Larry, out of all your physical roles, which was your most taxing physically, but most rewarding?
Proximus.
Yeah, because it was like playing an entire different anatomy. The amount of time that I had to rehearse to really figure it out, that was a real luxury. And it all came through in a way that I feel really proud of. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks, brother.
Hi, Irving.
How you doing, bro?
And what was the funniest movie you ever been in?
Funniest movie? I think Abigail's the funniest. I haven't done a lot of funny movies, but to me, that is the funniest. I laugh so loud when I watch that film.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey, bud.
My name's Christian, and I was wondering, how is it working on Scooby-Doo 2 as the Black Knight Ghost?
You know what? I feel really bad telling this story because so many people are excited about what I did in Scooby-Doo. But the director, Raha Gosnell, I believe is his name, I was in a 15-foot suit. My head was in the belly button and I had metal rods on my head. And I was kind of treated like they found me in the middle of the forest, like I was some kind of Sasquatch, and they were just like, do what we say. And one day I got into the costume and I said, I have pretty fast metabolism, I'm gonna have to pee. somewhere in the next couple hours. They're like, yeah, we gotta get you a set. So I get the set. A couple hours go, I really have to pee. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna get you a shot. 5 hours go by. I really have to pee. They're like, dude, 16 hours. I'm not joking you. 5 o'clock in the morning, my body's going into shock and I'm terrified to let anything out because it was a $300,000 suit. I get the set and I sing my line. This is the only time this has ever happened because I am a nice guy, but if you push me too hard, you know, I'm a hockey player from Thunder Bay. So I start to shoot the thing. It's like, okay, so I say my line, and the director says, stop shaking. And I go, I have to pee so bad. I'm so sorry. I'm trying not to shake. He's like, okay, try again. He's like, stop shaking. And I have never told this until I feel bad. But guys, I'm sure you're a cool guy, but yeah, you're gonna have to pay me a lot of money to work with you again. But I started yelling. I lost my mind. My body was in shock, and they finally took it off, and I just peed right in front of them. The only time that I ever, I was like, look, dude, y'all are disrespecting me. I'm gonna mark my territory. And I didn't go back to that movie. And then the next day, I got the call to play Booth in Walking Tall. So I was like, what up? So a lot of the physical stuff in that movie, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't actually do. So you can imagine how I feel. I made it pretty clear.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, last question.
Last one. I can't do short answers. I'm so sorry, guys. Will you shut up? No. What's up, brother?
I want to ask you, I'm a high school hockey player. I wanted to ask you how hard you got in hockey before you had quit, and how hard it was to quit to pursue acting.
I quit when I was 14. I had some OHL teams calling my dad. I was 6'6". I was probably about 210 pounds, and I was a forward. And Lindros had just been drafted about 3-4 years before, and they were trying to get me to be an enforcer. This is a different era of hockey, right? So
I know about the enforcers.
yeah. And I didn't like hurting people. I was pretty good at it, but I didn't like it. And I was being benched a lot because I wouldn't go out and hurt the guys that they want me to hurt, and I ended up being put head first into boards, and I went black. Woke up about 15 minutes later, and I couldn't move anything. I thought it was all done, and then movement started coming back, and then I begged the coach to put me on in the third period, and I went on, and then I hurt that kid so bad that I didn't want to play anymore. Because all they wanted from they wanted something from me that it's a part of the game, but I had worked so hard on my skating and stick handling. I was always the first kid on the ice, last kid to leave. I just loved the sport, and just because I was a giant. So that's why I wrote this movie, because kind of a guy who doesn't necessarily love his job as an enforcer, but hockey is all that he understands and knows and loves, and so he continues to do what he has to do, which brings on a lot of difficult circumstances. I won't tell you the whole story, but you have to look out for the hockey player.
Good luck, man. Yeah, man. Go tell the stars.
All right, before we go, let's take us up with the audience. So we're going to turn around and get us all bunched up, and that'd be a good way to close it out here.
I love it. I'll put this on my Instagram, okay? All right, there's going to be a lot of beautiful in this picture. All right. One and Everybody say hey! Everybody say
I love you guys.
All right, give Texas a round of applause.